$1 Taurus Collective, welcome. I'm Nikki, your local vegan tarotist, and we're going to do a quick love reading check-in on you and your person. I just had some cookies for breakfast because I'm 12 and flipped up Temperance in reverse. You could be dealing with a Sagittarius, but there's something, and they could have Pisces placements. But we'll read for the feminine, the masculine, and then we've got some Scrabble cards, and we'll pull out clarifiers. But first, I'm going to clear this space. I've already shuffled the cards, but I'm going to clear this space with 3 dings. So prepare yourself, Taurus. Wait, anticlimactic. Okay. So with that, I got that there was kind of this like very assertive energy coming in. So somebody may speak in a way that's kind of has like a very darting rhythm to it. Like they could have kind of like and maybe that's the way that they could have a speech impediment, or it could just be that they are trying to speak very clearly and directly with you because they don't want any confusion. They feel quite strongly about you, feminine. So let's see. And that might come as a surprise. Also with Temperance in reverse, I was getting a side thing because I was like, let me grab a cookie, have some coffee. And I'm like, okay, what's my next sign? I just did Aries, and I'm like, what's my next sign? Duh, Taurus. I'm like, of course I had to have a cookie for a Taurus reading. But that's also kind of like, and I was thinking, oh, with Temperance in reverse, Temperance is about tempering your ego, challenging your ego in order to elevate through the crown chakra, which is also, Jupiter and Sagittarius energy, it's about, being cautious with things like that. And with it being in reverse, I feel like it's like, have a cookie, Taurus. You can have a fucking cookie. It's okay. Like, maybe you've been very hard on yourself or very regimented in a way that hasn't been allowing you to just be in your fullest expression of femininity and just fun and like devil may care. Could have Saturn placements. What's going on, Taurus feminine? There we are. 2 of Wands. Okay, so there's not a lot of conversation from the feminine, I feel, because the feminine is being presented by maybe multiple offers. So the feminine chooses, all right? The masculine pursues, the feminine receives. So you could be getting multiple offers. Let's see what the masculine here. You got Knight of Cups and 9 of Cups. Very close. 9, Knight. There could be something very similar about these choices that you are making. And this might be a little bit of a challenge because you're like, I don't really know what to say. I don't really know what to do. 9 of Cups. Have a little fun. I feel like you need to cut loose. My gummy just kicked in too, so I'm like, cut loose, Taurus. Whatever, who cares? Free love. But yeah, maybe with the cups here, it's like maybe you're gonna meet this person. Let's go ahead and clarify that 2 of Wands, because I don't really like multiple options when we're talking about, there's always going to be options. You're an Empress. Yeah, 4 of Wands. But there's really only one. One is going to be karmic, and I feel like you're going to be able to see right through that. You're going to, oh, this is karmic. Knight of Wands. Yeah, I think maybe you're going to be dealing with someone. Maybe that Temperance in reverse. Maybe you're going to deal with a Sagittarius, and that's not, your person. Not to call out a Sagittarius as being like, but this is Sagittarius energy, the Knight of Wands. So with that Temperance in reverse, maybe there's something like, you can cut loose, but just remember all of the work that you did. Maybe you are a recovered addict, or you've gotten sober, or maybe you were very health conscious, and you lost weight and you got fit and healthy and kind of like had this whole revitalization of your energy. And so you don't want to slip back into things, but the Knight of Wands is tempting. So there's some sort of temptation here, but I think you're going to see right through it, because you've got the 1111 over here. That could also just be a fear that when you because this Two of Wands, this person is doing the work by themselves. So you might also be like, oh, I don't know if I have room for all this. I don't know if I'm ready for that. Bed of Roses. Roses could be important. You could be dealing with a Leo. I was singing that at the beginning. So yeah, Leo energy. You or your person could have Leo placements. But it's like I've been doing this by myself for so long. So it might not be a choice between two lovers. It might be a choice between being single and marriage. Like, you could be this Knight of Wands wanting to just run and flee. They're on a flee, but you might want to flee, F-L-E-E. But I also feel like if the person you're dealing with, the masculine you're dealing with, may present as a Knight of Wands because they've got like this fiery energy, or maybe you've dealt with this sign before or this type of person before physically, but the inside of this person is completely different. This person is attuned. This person is aligned, because we've got 1111 here. This is a divine match. But there's something about that you might be like, oh gosh, they make me, like, maybe if you've been celibate for a long time and they make you feel a little frisky, that might concern you, because you're like, oh no, is this bringing up bad habits? Or if this person takes you out for like dessert, for ice cream, and you have, I don't mean to laugh, because I've lived with this my whole life, binge eating disorders. Maybe you have some sort of caution around that, and you're concerned that, oh gosh, this person's bringing out the hedonistic version of me, and that makes me nervous. But it's okay to indulge if you're doing it in moderation. And so there's also a need to trust yourself, feminines, that you've done the work and you're not an idiot. You're not going to fall into those old traps. You're an Empress, because we have the Nine of Cups and this Knight of Cups. This is this is your wish fulfillment. This is the person you've asked for to come in and fight for love. I think you've just dealt with some really lazy people who were here for a good time, not a long time. Yeah, Five of Cups. But they all led you here. They all led you here so that you could recognize this person, because the biggest threat to a child of chaos is peace. And I think if you would have met this person in your hedonistic era, then they might have seemed like a square, or they might have seemed like too good for you. I mean, if you were indulging in things that were lower frequencies, lower vibration, that's what you were consuming. That's what you thought you were worth. You thought you were worth closet binge eating, or going on drinking benders and blacking out, or sleeping with people who had no respect for your body, your mind, your soul. And so this, because the Five of Cups here, it's all bright and shiny. There's nobody crying here. So it's like it all led to this. All of that past, I think I'm dealing with I am dealing with that. We are one and the same here, feminines. So there could be like a checkered past in this on the feminine side. And maybe you would have thought that this person was too good for you. This Knight of Cups was too good for you, and you would have self-sabotaged, you would have run. PW. I'm getting like prisoner of war. Yeah, you're not a prisoner of war anymore. Yeah, it might trigger. It's probably going to trigger. I'm feeling kind of like it might dredge up those questions of your value system, your self-worth, and all of that. But this is also like the rescue with the Knights here. We got the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Cups. Somebody who's going to move quite quickly, but they have a lot of love to give. This is someone who has the depth. This isn't just, if it was just the Knight of Wands, I'd be like, this person's superficial possibly. But this is the Knight of Cups. So this is someone who's willing to fight for the depth too. So this person's a lot of fun, but like, I like this person, okay? We can come out of that trauma response there, okay, Taurus? It's okay. It's okay. You can have fun and have the depth too. You've just never experienced it. DS. And we got PD here. This person could be with the police. PE. This person could be like really into physical fitness. Or do something with like physical therapy. PPD. But the secondary letters or the letters on the back are EWS. So maybe those letters mean something to you. We'll roll the die here and see if we have a number. The number 4, that is the 1111. Maybe your life path 4. Let's see a color. Green, heart chakra. This person's going to heal your heart right up. They're going to heal it up. Good. Because you've done enough work on that and you've given enough of your heart to those who did not appreciate it. You finally have somebody coming in that wants to fight for this love. That's cool. 1122. That's cool. It's cool, man. Yeah, with that, like, sort of like direct way of talking, this person might talk in kind of short spurts or sentences. They might not, you know, you might be quite intimidating to them. And so maybe they're going to, they're not going to really know how to talk to you. So it's like they're thinking every word through. They don't want to slip up. They want to say the right thing. And that's not in a manipulative way. That's just in a way where maybe this person has a history of like not saying the right thing or just letting their tongue get ahead of them. There's going to be a lot with all the water and everything. I feel like there's going to be a lot of sensuality here. So your senses are going to be indulged again, but in a way that is wholesome and holy, not the way that you were doing it before, if you resonate with that. So this felt a little bit more specific to maybe a few of the Taurians out there. But thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy and being here. Thank you for your support. I hope there was something in here for you. And until next time, I wish you well.